Hello everyone. Welcome to this class on crimes against women in the realm of social media. I am Dr. Anushya, Assistant Professor, Department of Visual Communication, Mother Teresa Women's University, Tamil Nadu. This presentation is a part of an micro-teaching assignment under the online refresher course in e-content development and MOOC program organized by UGC Malaviya Mission Teacher Training Center of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Maharashtra. Crime is a law punishable act influenced by cultural factors resulting in various legal activities in different countries. For example, alcohol consumption is illegal in Muslim countries but it is legal elsewhere. As the culture evolving, people's perception in crime changes, which leads to various causes based on the crime's nature, time and location. This complex phenomena is influenced by cultural differences and the societal norms. Poverty is one of the major contributing factor to the crime, with countries with high economic deprivation experiencing higher crime rates. People often resort to criminal activities as a means of obtaining a living, as they lack the means to secure a stable livelihood. The growing wealth inequality and insufficient means to earn a living honestly are driving the poor in India towards a life of crime. Poverty is not justification for turning into a criminal, but the reasons that pushes people into crime. Poverty is a very notable thing. Peer pressure can also play a significant role in the lives of teenagers and young adults. Drug abuse is a closely related one to crime as individuals under the influence of drugs they tend to indulge in criminal activities that they may not have otherwise. Drug addicts are willing to go to any extent to procure illegal substances. Today, in India's population, including 2.1 percentage of opioid users and 2.8 percentage of cannabis consumers are aged from 10 to 75. Under these influence of drugs, people feel the urge to do illegal activities that can potentially ruin their lives. Over the past 10 years, internet use in 19 emerging and developing economies has increased with a median of 64% being online. However, internet use in the 17 advanced economies remained relatively flat with 87% using the internet occasionally in 2017. The International Monetary Fund uses the term advanced countries to describe developed nations with high GDP per capita and significant industrialization, though there are no established numerical convention for determining advanced economies. Smartphone ownership also increased with 42% of people in these countries owning a smartphone. India's internet penetration rate stood at 48% in January 2023, with 646 million internet users, indicating a steady trend of internet usage between 2022 and 2023, according to Akepios' analysis. A steady increase in internet usage among developing and underdeveloped countries. A recent consumer sentiment survey conducted by Access My India in January revealed that 35% of users considered Facebook as the most frequently used social media platform, which is the highest in the country. And similar to other countries where SMS messaging plans were widely not accessible, or there is a limited user base for Apple iMessage system. So WhatsApp has emerged as a primary mode of communication for many citizens. And if you see this shift in this behavior, which made WhatsApp as one of the most used application in 2023. With the increase in the technology and the usage of technology related applications, there is a drastic increase in cyber as well as digital related crimes. According to a recent NCRB report, there is a 4% increase in crimes against women. Delhi, which is recorded as the most unsafe city, and at a 24.4% increase in cybercrime registration over 2021. The key motives of these crimes were fraud, extortion, and sexual exploitation. Telangana ranks first with the highest number of cybercrime incidents of 15,297 cases, followed by Karnataka with 12,556 cases and Uttar Pradesh with 10,117 cases. And Bangalore tops in first in the list of metropolitan cities with 9,940 cases. Cybercrime has grown in frequency with sophisticated attacks like identity theft, cyberbullying using technology. Cybercriminals, those people, they use malware, phishing, and identity theft to gain access to people's data and finances. They also spread fake news, causing confusion and chaos in online. And the cyber crimes are like simply any offense or crime that involves with the use of computer. So, cybercrime is a term that is used to describe crimes carried out online in which the perpetrator remains anonymous behind a computer screen and who is not necessarily required to make eye contact with the victim. In a cybercrime, the computer or the data is the intended victim. The crime's intended outcome or a tool used to facilitate the commission of another crime by providing the required input. Information Technology Act of 2000 or any other law in India does not mention cyber crime. A crime or offence has been precisely defined by a list of specific offences and the penalties that go along with them under the Indian Penal Code 1860. So there are plenty of cyber crimes. We will discuss one by one. Cyberbullying is a form of bullying using digital technology such as social media, messaging, gaming, and mobile phones aimed at scaring, angering, or shaming those targeted, often through spreading lies or sending hurtful messages or impersonating others. It is particularly dangerous as it allows anyone to harass anyone in public at any time, with students being most the common victims. In India, there are no specific laws regarding cyberbullying, and the victims often face emotional distress due to the rumors and violence. However, IPC 1860 was amended in 2013 to provide remedies for cyberbullying, including defamation, sexual harassment, stalking, and insulting women. The IT Act, Information Technology Amendment Act, also punishment for sending offensive messages, invading privacy, and publishing obscene pictures. In 2001, Ritu Kohli's case, which is the first cyber stalking case reported in India, that is a prime example of how cyberbullying can be addressed. This case was also filed under the section 509 of Indian Penal Code. The next type is revenge porn. Revenge porn is a form of digital abuse where explicit or nude photos or videos are shared without any consent of this victim, and these are used as often in a form of blackmailing. It is closely linked to sexual abuse and it can be shared by romantic partner, co-worker, family members or strangers for various reasons. There is an example in 2021 at Chennai, a 29-year-old man named Mohammed Hassan. He was arrested by an all women police force after he after leaked an obscene video of a woman who he was engaged in since 2019. The couple was supposed to get married, but the father stopped the wedding due to Hassan's suspicious behavior. After the marriage was stopped, Hassan leaked the video to his friends and shared a photo of them together in social media. The girl informed her father and a complaint was lodged, and Hassan was arrested and remanded to judicial custody under the IT Act and TN Prohibition of Harassment of Women Act. The next type is online stalking. Cyber stalking is a crime where someone uses the internet to harass or stalk another person, involving defamation, false accusation, teasing, and extreme threats. These cyber stalkers, they use various methods to stalk an individual, including social media platform, SMS, phone call, and emails. They can misuse our personal information to threaten, blackmail, or even physically contact the victims also. Email can be shared, used to send threatening or obscene messages, often with a computer malware or with attached with some viruses. The IPC amended by the criminal law, that is in 2013, it provides stalking laws and punishments under the section 353 to 357 of IPC. But there are no specific provisions for cyber stalking in India. The section 66A of the IT Act 2000 imposes imprisonment up to 3 years and a fine for sending offensive or menacing information. There is an example for this case too. A 21-year-old girl in Tamil Nadu, Salem district, she saw a picture of her face digitally superimposed with another woman's body in Facebook, some other Facebook page. The man who is responsible for this image morphed her page using a mobile phone app and uploaded it to a Facebook group. The girl's father lodged a complaint with the cybercrime cell, but 4 days later, another doctored image was also found tagged with her Facebook ID. And finally, unfortunately, the girl hanged herself, stating that she hadn't sent any such pictures to anyone. The next type of cybercrime is sextortion. Online sextortion is a form of online abuse where fraudsters use various channels to lure user into intimate video chat, posting nude images or obtaining revealing pictures. They then use these material to harass, embarrass, threaten, exploit and blackmail those victims. And in 2019, a 19-year-old girl from Pollachi, Tamil Nadu, who was forcibly undressed and videotaped by 4 men who threatened her with sexual favors and money. This incident was kept hidden from her family, but her brother and friends tracked these men and seized their mobile phones, which contained recordings of at least 3 other girls. The family reported the incident to Pollachi Police Department along with a sexual assault as well as theft lawsuit. The victims were college as well as school teachers, doctors, higher secondary school students from various areas of Tamil Nadu. These racket, they involved about 275 girls and they had nearly 1,100 videos This group has been targeting women since 2013. This shocking case happened in Pollachi, and this Pollachi police department had issued a public appeal for victims to come and forward to register a complaint. Another common cybercrime is cyber flashing, which is an online harassment where it is unsolicited sexual or obscene images were sent via WhatsApp or iPhone AirDrop or potentially or any kind of picture viewing messenger, which can potentially lead to stalking or targeted behavior. In section 509 of IPC, that addresses this act intended to insult a woman's modesty, including cyber flashing of genitalia, pornography, and sexual sounds. So, this section has been previously applied by the police in cyber flashing cases. So, section 354A, bar 3 criminalizes men who show pornographic content or pornography images against any woman's will, including hiding content in videos or misleading receivers. Exposed women to pornography over video call should also fall under this section. There is a big concern over the use of deep fake in technology facilitated online gendered violence, and this has become a talk of this decade. According to a 2019 study by AI company which is called as Deep Trace, most of the photos, that is 99% of the deep fakes, included women, and a startling of 96% of them were used for sexual purposes. So the reason in there's an example of recent incident of actress Rashmika whose face was morphed with a kind of half nude girl. Women and children were the most vulnerable parts of our society, and even during pandemic, so they became a simple target for the cyber criminals, whereas men as well as adults were victim of for several cyber crime money related scams. So women were exposed to these crimes during pandemic, in particularly housewives and those people who use social media. And there is a data from 2021 National Commission for Women that shows that after lockdown, the number of cybercrime incidents against women decreases. So when India was badly affected by the second batch of COVID-19 and almost the entire country was subjected to rigorous lockdown restrictions from April to May 2021, the frequency of cybercrime against women increased drastically. Women and children were the most vulnerable parts of the society during pandemic, making them simple targets for cyber criminals, whereas men and adults were victims of several cybercrime monetary related scams. Women were exposed to these crimes during pandemic, in particularly housewives and those who use social media. So people with mental illness might have higher vulnerability to cybercrime. During this global pandemic, people with mental illness may have difficulty restoring to their unusual as well as usual coping mechanism to deal with cybercrimes. So today it is like more likely for people to experience the adverse psychological effects from cybercrime and online fraud. So women, they face emotional trauma and mental stress, so they feel helplessness. A study by cybersecurity firm Semantic Corporation in 2010 showed that 80% of the cybercrime victims believe that the judicial system would bring the criminals to justice, but they most of them they feel helplessness. The learned helplessness can result from people feeling a repeated event that which is very much stressful and uncontrollable, and this stress can make them um it can trigger like other compulsive behaviors such as alcohol usage and drug abuse, and people who are very much into stress, they can feel sleep problems like insomnia, And then being a cybercrime victim, it can be a vicious cycle. So they might be unable to get a full night's sleep because they are totally worried about their situation. And the women, they focus on victim blaming and shaming. So victim shaming, as defined by William Ryan, that is the act of blaming the victim for a crime, often used to justify injustice against any people. Okay, so this ideology is like completely used in every crime which related women in any sort. So victim shaming has been significant issue in the past, with many victims resorting to hiding, or they kind of surrender to the threat. The IT Act 2000 outlines provisions for cybercrime, including unauthorized access, tampering with computer source document, hacking, publication of obscene information, misrepresentation, and a breach of privacy and confidentiality. Penalties include up to 1 crore compensation, imprisonment for up to 3 years, or a fine up to 2 lakh. Those offender must maintain the law by concealing, destroying, altering, or causing another to do the same. This act also addresses penalties for misrepresentation and breaches of privacy and confidentiality. So our jurisdiction, the National Cybercrime Law establish jurisdiction over cybercrime. So jurisdiction is primarily determined by the location of the offenders, victims, or the impact of the cybercrime. For example, Malaysia's Computer Crime Act of 1997 establishes jurisdiction over cybercrime, allowing for the dealing with offences committed outside Malaysia. Even Tanzania claims jurisdiction over cybercrime when an act or omission is committed within the country, or on a registered ship or an aircraft, or using a computer system, device, or data. So after that, Kenya established a jurisdiction over a cybercrime when an act or omission committed outside Kenya, or it is committed against a citizen or a government property of Kenya, that compels the government to act. Prevention and intervention. So our country should consider a coactive approach combining technology and a robust legislative framework to effectively combat cybercrime in a society. The Cybercrime Prevention Against Women and Children scheme also aims to develop effective mechanism to handle cybercrime against women and children in India. The scheme includes an online platform for victims to file complaint, to central repository of identifying cybercrime, and a center of excellence for R&D in cybercrime prevention and control. The ministry has also introduced cybercrime awareness in schools and released a handbook on cyber safety for adolescents and students. Enabling women's full participation in the digital economy requires reassurance and safe access to the technology. Women in developing as well as emerging economy often face opposition from their family due to concerns about sexual harassment and online safety. So countries should prohibit gender-based violence in digital spaces and protect women's right to participate in the digital economy without violence. Educational resources should be provided to promote safe use of digital technology. They must teach safety issues and increase resilience. Policy making should be uphold digital rights and protect fundamental rights like freedom of speech and privacy. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. A famous quote by Malala Yousafzai.